Hello. Hi. Here we are. Here you are. Here we are. Here I am. I am. You am. You is. I am. What's going on anyway? How's it going? This is probably going to be a bit of a different video. I'm not sure. Don't expect anything from me. I'm just out here, you know. I go often on contemplative / meditative walks, which is what I'm on at the minute. I could / sometimes I do listen to some podcasts while I'm on these walks, or I listen through my own catalogue of talks. Like I'll end up listening to this audio in the future. And it's kind of weird how like time jumps like that. Like when I'm watching, like, because thing is, I can film a video on my computer with my camera facing me in my bedroom, right? And then I'll watch the video a year later in that same room on the same device that I used to record it. And I don't know, it's just weird, man, like karma and time, and like how, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like for example, I can film with my phone here. I can make a video like this in my living room, and I have done before many times. And I'll turn the camera around and like I'll film my TV, like, and I can watch, like, I can film myself in my living room watching one of my own videos that was on the TV in my living room, and the video that I'm watching was filmed in my living room also, while I was filming the TV in my living room that was playing a video that was recorded in my living room of me filming the TV of me making a video of. So it can go on forever, essentially. I'll prove my point in the future maybe, but I mean, this is just an experience that I've had, and like it's just, you can see how it would like mirror to infinity, and like it happens so like automatically, like just looking through my catalogue of videos over time. I just like, it's just like infinity and God, and that's what a lot of my life is. I feel it's just like I just feel like I'm just traversing God all the time, and I'm just learning and grasping the self deeper and deeper. Myself as God, not this ego self. I'm talking about the self. There is really only one self. But yeah, like you know what I mean. Anyway, I can, like, yeah. What I was saying is, I was listening to a old. Actually, it's unreleased. It's not a podcast. Sometimes I just do voice notes to myself privately, and half the time I upload those anyway to publicly. But yeah, I earlier this morning I recorded a private voice note, just contemplating some things, solidifying some ideas, and then I went for a walk up in this nature, which I'm super grateful to have local to me. And I was listening to the talk I did, and I don't know, it's just kind of weird how like you can listen to your own talk further on in time, and it's weird how time just kind of clips like that. But yeah, that's it. I was up here just listening to a podcast, going on my contemplative decompressing walk. I've been walking around barefoot for ages, no shoes and socks, just touching the earth and connecting and breathing deeper. Just done some breath work before I got on here. And yeah, like I just that's it. I contemplate. I do these talks like this, of a wide range of nature, and then I might listen back to them, and re-contemplate them, and I don't know. It's just like infinity is so like infinitely interconnected, and yeah, that's all I was saying. Is I didn't mean to branch off into such a long talk, but I just walking around, listening to some of my old podcasts, making the connections, and then other than that, yeah, I can tend to gain gravity with my contemplations in terms of like, and this is an insight for you guys, is like, yeah, like normally I can be roaming and my mind will just like rehearse lyrics subconsciously, or I'll just like, yeah, just be singing music, or something, and breathing shallow, but then like as I breathe deeper and I gain traction with the contemplation, I can go super deep, where like I can walk for like 2 hours. Just normally I'm holding this crystal, some form of crystal, and I'm just contemplating, walking nowhere, talking out loud half the time, like just contemplating, yeah, like and it's not inherently that I have to contemplate, because I contemplate about no mind. I contemplate about God and enlightenment as well. I contemplate about whether or not contemplation is even a good use of my time, or is even necessary, or like it's like a holistic contemplation. And half the time, yeah, I might be more just trying to like figure out what to do with my existence, or if there is anything to do. Does it matter? And it could be of any sort of nature. Sometimes I come up here and I can have a different attitude on, and I just walk, and I kind of, yeah, I can like hone in on this kind of almost like a trance, but I have to like kind of make myself do it, where like you gain momentum. It's like a snowball effect kind of, where, yeah, when I said this is an insight for you guys, it's just that do this, like there's so much, like everything you need to know is within your mind, as Traumatic would say. It's tricky, it's a paradox. It's tricky because everything's in your mind, you know. Like, how do you know, how can you be confident that this isn't a dream, or it is? But yeah, I just mean like there is like so much in your mind, and like and that's where the answers really are. And that's, I know Leo Gura says that of actualize.org is the answers are, the real deep answers are like really deep within, almost spiritually, at like the core of your being, and something that kind of dovetails with it is you can only save yourself, as again Mr. Traumatic would say. But I was watching a video earlier by the Conscious Man on YouTube, and his videos, one of them was called like "No one gives a fuck about your mental health," and the other one was like "Modern men are not okay." And in the "No one gives a fuck about your mental health," he's saying basically like, yeah, like no one saves anyone. You can really only save yourself. Yeah, where like you're not gonna get you can get a lot of good theoretical foundation, and books and podcasts and things are, of course they can be valuable, of course they have their place, but the real deepest answers you will not get from an external source. They will come from within yourself, maybe in the midst of breath work, in the midst of a psychedelic peak, in the midst of a meditation, just walking, or like shower thoughts, you know, I think I don't know who it was. They say that, I think it was Isaac Newton, like, I don't know, like what was the talk I was listening to? It's about like, it was called like overstimulation is ruining your life. And just the nutshell was like, yeah, if you don't have this kind of decompressing of like, again, to dovetails with everything that I've been saying. Is just like, I come up here on this nature walk without a particular plan, and I'm just breathing and like stopping, listening, stop consuming. Like, I rarely listen to the podcast when I do this walk. I used to a lot more, but these days, these solo walks for me are like super like contemplative and very valuable. Like I come up here to the peak of this hill, like it's called Folly Tower, and I normally leave this place with wisdom of some description. Like, I go on this walk, I walk to the peak, I sit up at the peak, which is where I am now. I contemplate, I breathe, I think, maybe I listen to a few podcasts of some description. I write, maybe I got a book with me today, pen and paper, and yeah, normally by the time I wrap it up and go back down, I've somehow managed to like almost create or like dig and find some form of value within myself. Like, I come up here in pursuit of like, it's almost like I do it and I return with something. I leave to go on like a meditative and contemplative walk, and by the time I get back, I'm normally different, for many different reasons. Like, I may do breath work, I may meditate, and just decompress in general, do the grounding, and just being in nature. Like, it's, you need to go on a daily walk. For me, is key. I need to just walk. That's literally it. Like, fuck everything in a way and like just be present and walk. And like, presence is key, man, because life can be so busy, but to be present is such a gift, because you can just kind of forget about everything and just kind of be with what is. And a lot of us don't get that enough, or running from the present moment I've been guilty of in the past. But let me tie those loose ends. Sorry. So the video was saying, that I left in the dust a minute ago, is basically, what was it? Yeah, overstimulation is ruining your life. It's like, if you're always just drowning yourself with external information, whether it's podcasts, books, anything, you don't have any time for the intrinsic, like, intuition to flourish. And that's where the deepest stuff is. Like, you don't get most of it from the outside. Yeah, it's like, life is so kind of tricky and counterintuitive like that, where like, just in general, and I'm not really talking about anything exactly for this video, so get gone if you're not a fan. Sorry, I did say that at the start. I don't know what I'm doing, don't expect anything from me. But like, yeah, it's almost like the external world is like, it's just fake. Like, all of it comes from the inside. In terms of, it's like, the external world is like an illusion. Like, the senses, the form, the duality, it's like illusory. That's how I've been feeling more recently, where it's like, you actually like are creating it on a metaphysical level, but like with your attitude, where like the way that I feel is like, it's almost like the external world can like just like play games with you, and like on a metaphysical level, until like, it's like some next level like Buddhist kind of teaching, where it's like, where like you spend your life trying to like change and grasp and like alter the kind of external world, but the real teaching is like when you actually give up doing that. I'm not saying you should, but I'm just saying, what, like, it's almost like the so-called external world is, it's like a construct to awaken the internal world, kind of. This is a very abstract, very big topic, but to tie it together with what I was saying about the shower thoughts and that, is like, yeah, it's just yeah, it's basically, yeah, the deepest revelations and the deepest insights, yeah, it all comes really, it comes like from and through your mind and your human vessel. And it's tricky because the internal world is like invisible, especially with such a materialistic, practical culture as we've gone sick with like this pragmatism and materialism of like paying attention to the material, visible surface of things, the tangible, physical, and that kind of metaphysics or paradigm like it kind of it makes the internal world like invisible, but it becomes more visible with wisdom. Like the internal world can cultivate, like I say, like when the external world keeps fucking you about and it's like a paradox and it's like impossible to win in a way. Like, you know, it's mad. Like the third dimension is just like, you know, if we're really a material system, like anything could happen on a whim is how most people believe. Like with this scientific material paradigm, it's like, you know, you may win success, but then an earthquake or a car crash. So it's like, what is this like trap of the third dimension? Like it's like the external world is just a trap. Like like desire and that, you know, like you want what you need, or that you think you need, like food. You want what you need. You're born as a human, you want what you need, food, you go and pursue food, and then, you know, there's more on that kind of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And it kind of reels you in like that with desire. But then like it all like you just end up trying to control your circumstance, but like it's rigged from the ground up, because like you're trying to preserve a body that is like in the ultimate end going to not remain in the longest time horizon. So it's like, think about like trying to be healthy. Like I get sad if I'm not healthy, kind of. I'm not saying you should, but like if I eat junk food, I have a habit of like being down on myself, and I'd be like, oh, I shouldn't have ate that, I'm sacrificing my health. It's like Alan Watts says, like when you're born you're kicked off a precipice, and you can try and like cling to rocks as you're falling, but like everything is falling, kind of like impermanence. The one occurrence is impermanence, and it's like, yeah, you're trying, like, does anything really matter like that? Like everything is almost like only relatively real, where like it's all in your mind. Like like you care, like you should care about your health, I get it, and it's not wrong to, but it's like, you know, the body is going to leave anyway in the ultimate end. It's still right to be healthy, that's still right action, you know, so that you can live and you don't get a disease and your family don't have to deal with that. But yeah, it's like that's what I mean. It's like a lifetime of like fighting yourself, like trying to be healthy, but then caving into the bad habit. A lifetime of trying to like anything. Like you can build a successful, like it's like Monopoly, yeah, like the board game Monopoly. You can win all of the stuff on the board, you can buy all of the expensive properties, and you can defeat everyone, you can get all of the money, and you can win. But at the end of the game, it all goes back into the box. Kind of like same with what the health I was just saying, like it all goes back into the box. Where we come from. Where did we come from? That's a very good question. I might get into that in a minute. But yeah, it's that's it. So what I'm saying is like you're like chasing your own tail in Samsara, which is like this incarnation matrix of like trying. And like completely getting caught up in like essentially trying to freeze reality. If life is impermanence and you have bias, like yeah, it's like a limited form of love almost, where you love the good and you don't want the bad, and that's understandable. But yeah, you know, it's like that's what the teaching of suffering is. It's to let go. Fall back to the force that's carrying you. Sun gazing. Oh, I don't know, there's some clouds. Looks like I can see a sun gazing time opening up. But I think there's some clouds in the way. But yeah, I just mean in terms of samsara, it's like, yeah, it's like, you know, yeah. It's like, what is the point? So what I mean is like, you just keep like, yeah, it's you're trying to like preserve temporary things, and then you suffer when they fall apart. Mr. Nature sent me a quote that I reposted on my Instagram. I can't remember it exactly, but it just went along the lines of like, I'm sorry to say this, it sounds harsh, but like, you needed to fuck up and make damn big mistakes. You needed to fuck up like hard and deep like that in order to return. And to kind of, you hit your head so hard with your own self-deception in terms of like, you know, you keep getting caught up in finite things like, am I gonna... Sorry, I'm fucking failing. What I mean is like, most people in culture, most of humanity, most lives are like you what the quote was saying essentially is like, you fuck up and yeah, you can keep failing, and there's only, you know, when you keep failing, there's only really one place to return to in the end. If the ego is not giving us gratification, kind of like, you know, you keep trying to hold on and maintain these finite forms like, will this work out or won't it? Is it a yes or is it a no? Am I going to win or am I going to lose? Am I going to succeed or am I going to fail? Does she like me or doesn't she? Is he going to reply to my message or isn't he? And even deeper things like, yeah, like, you know, am I gonna win the lottery? Does my missus have cancer? Or something like that. And it's like these binary, like, yes or no, and like, you're hinging everything off of it, where like, for example, I'm supposed to be making a music video right now for the conscious rapper community. I've made the vast majority of it. It's taken me over like 2 full days and it still was not done. I did not expect it to take that long. I bit off more than I could chew, and that's kind of why I took a step back a bit, because I just fucking traumatized myself by... I was like, yeah, I can make you visuals for your music video, and then I just went way overboard trying to make it as cool as possible, and it's a very big endeavor. It happens to a lot of people. Like, people will decide that they're gonna create a video game and like they decide with all like they're proper on it, and then like when it actually comes to where the rubber meets the road, it's a much larger endeavor than they originally anticipated. They bite off more than they can chew. But anyway, this music video, I've learned a lot about myself through this video, because basically the conscious rapper community wants me to finish this music video for them, and Michael DeSouza is the head of the conscious rapper community, and I'm working with him, and I'm making this music video for him and MC Words and Bespoke and Flowmatic for the Conscious Rapper Community Cypher Volume 1, which is out now, and the video will be out ASAP. So basically, like, this video, it's like I've been struggling with myself a bit in terms of, like, I've always had I'm trying to work bad habits out of me. I'm getting a lot better with time. I'm trying to be more disciplined and more sharp and practical, and have less excuses, and to execute more, and to seize on the opportunities that come in my life as this human. I'm playing like this survival game, and it's my life purpose. Like, I care about the conscious rapper community. I'm a part of them. I have conscious raps myself, and they will help me, and I will help them, and I want to succeed with this conscious rapper community, and I want the rappers in there to be successful. I want to complete this music video. I want to upload the music video. I want to have oxsn, my name, on there, and I want to build a YouTube channel myself and make a big community and share talks of like-minded nature and help people, and that's all good. Operation Bodhisattva is valid, or just Bodhisattva, where like you could potentially save a future or past incarnation. If whoever's watching this video now, you could have been me in a past incarnation, and this could be basically you talking to you. So you listening to me, how do you know that you wasn't me in the past? Or how do you not know that you will be me? So therefore you can only save yourself, almost in terms of like, well, I will likely incarnate into the future, and maybe I'll find my own YouTube channel. Maybe I'm watching this video right now through that pair of eyes, right? You watching me now, maybe I am you, and maybe I'm watching me, and I am not conscious that I was me. I forgot my previous incarnation. So perhaps if I could say something, or if you could figure something out, and if you could make a video yourself, perhaps I will stumble onto it and repeat it, and like we can solidify a truth and save ourselves from delusion. But yeah, this conscious rapper video is like, yeah, so basically I've been like, I like, so I've been struggling with this discipline and stuff, right? Rightfully so, in terms of like, survival foundation is important. Like, by all means, pursue personal development. By all means, that is really important to me. But what I'm kind of talking about here is kind of recognizing the temporary nature of it, in a way. But then again, you can't say everything's meaningless like that, because Operation Bodhisattva, which I've spoke about before, can indeed be valid. But so yeah, I was like, I ended up getting into this like mode where like, yeah, to be honest, I'm not in the best place in my life to be pursuing making this music video, because I got other things I need to do. I need to like work on my survival foundation, and like in terms of making sure that I have money coming in. I need to find some work and things. Like I'm kind of busy in terms of, yeah, I've got a lot on my plate that I need to sort out, because me and my family's financial situation is not great. So I need to figure that out. You can see how pursuing something like this, or making a video for the conscious rappers, like, you know, I need money, I need food for the next few weeks. I haven't really particularly got too much time to be even doing something like this. Like, I shouldn't really even be doing this. Like, I got a lot I need to do, and really I need to take a step back, and I will take a step back, where like I'm not ready for this exactly right now, which is why I don't try and push my content too hard. I'm not really trying to get a fat audience at the minute, because I'm not ready. I don't feel I am. Kind of. It depends. It's very paradoxing. But I want to become more tangible, where like I don't want to just do these talks. Like, I want to show you like an eco village that I fucking own, like a community that I've built or something. And then I can do the talks also while amongst community and like-minded people. So I do care about the goals. Like, the goals are important. You should strive to be good, and a lot of scriptures and religious texts and things speak about these things, like be fruitful and multiply, and pursue your goals, be good in the world, take good action, be charitable. But it's kind of paradoxical how, like, yes, be good, but also like, does it absolutely matter? I would say yeah, but like ultimately, absolutely, like, I don't know if anything kind of matters. It does, in terms of like, because like, I've devoted, like, I couldn't even as like a master yogi play a role of the bad guy. I feel like I'm fighting for good forever. Like, I don't feel like I could even play or act as the bad guy. Like, I feel like I've just like adopted this almost ideology of like, goodness prevails because evil is so gruesome that I would not even fucking, like, if I could, like, you know, after death, after God realization and that, like, if I could incarnate for fun as like Hitler, or, well, I don't know exactly the truth about Hitler, to be fair. If I could, for fun, like, I need to go to that sun gazing quick time. This is a golden opportunity right here. Like, yeah, I wouldn't, like, I'm just like devoted to being good in terms of like, yeah, I wouldn't even want to be bad, like, by any means. Like, I want the truth. Like, it's like a devotion to truth, a devotion to God. It is really a devotion to God, which is what you're looking at right now. Just gonna stare at this sun. So what the fuck was I on about? Sorry. So yeah, I ended up like my self-worth and my self-judgment kind of was hinging off of this conscious rapper community video. Rightfully so, as like, if you're familiar with Hamza and just general kind of grounded Western personal development, they'll tell you that like, you should feel like shit if you don't execute on your goals. And they're not wrong in a way. It's a balance. But like, what I'm saying is like, so as I watched myself, like, I began to struggle with being disciplined with finishing this music video. Everyone wants me to finish the video. I'm being a bit of a long guy. I'm not making excuses. I'm literally just saying, like, I'm sorry. I'm just being long. There's other things in my life I need to focus on. I am kind of struggling a bit on and off with, like, I don't know, maybe I'm smoking weed, and sometimes I have these depressive episodes still, like burning through some karma type thing. But yeah, like on a metaphysical level, like I saw like how my self-worth was being derived from whether or not I had completed this video, where like, and I kind of saw it from like a meta perspective, is like I'm actually deriving like my self-love and my self-worth from like my productivity, where like, and you're right to do that, and that's how spirituality can almost get in the way of being productive, where like so it's a balance. Don't go too hard on one end or the other. But yeah, so what I'm talking about with this like samsara thing is, yeah, it's just like, again, will I finish the video or won't I? Will they like the video or won't they? Will it get done in time or won't it? And it's like, I'm actually like trapping my awareness in this binary, like very finite thing. You know what I mean? Because like you as consciousness, you're like spacious openness forever. And you're actually trapping yourself in a binary thing of like, and of this impermanence. It's like, almost like, yeah, a dream. Like you can dream at nighttime, right? And you can dream all sorts of scenarios, all sorts of drama. And you can really get involved in that drama. Like, not long ago, I dreamt some form of like robbery or burglary. Or like, yeah, just like a drama, like, you know, I can't remember exactly, the dreams are vague at this point. And you can be really into it, you know, like you're with your family in the car and you're driving to the beach and this is happening and this person says that and that causes that reaction and that means this and then these people fall, and it's like, you're actually in it. Right, and then you wake up, and like the whole thing was fake. In terms of like, if reality is just infinite consciousness, and if there's no dream, if there's no difference between reality and dream, it's like, you know, even with this video, not that I shouldn't get it done, but it's like, you know, like, oh no, I haven't finished the video in time, and then I just wake up, like, how do I not know this ain't a dream? So like, that's what I mean by like how the form is fake. Like basically, like, for example, like one of my friends killed himself, and then I've met that friend like in dreams many times, where like I'm like, oh my god, hi, I haven't seen you for so, or like, yeah, I had a dream once upon a time, yeah, I had a dream that I went to that friend's house and his mum and that were there, and they were like, and there was this revelation that he actually was still alive. He like faked his death. So then I'm with him and I'm like, oh, that's mad, you faked your death, it's so cool that you're still here. And I'm like involved in this drama and this plot. And then I just wake up and I'm like, he's still dead. But how do I know that I've actually woke up? How do I not know that I'm still dreaming? I've just uploaded on my YouTube, and it's on my Spotify podcast and that as well, is inner and outer space are exactly the same. Where it's essentially like, so I dream, as I just told you. I had a dream. So like in real life, yeah, like this actually happened in real life, right? Forget everything I just said. In real life, my friend actually did kill himself. This is the friend who killed himself on magic mushrooms. That doesn't really matter exactly the details, right? And then I dreamt that actually he just faked his death and he's still alive. And then I woke up and realized that that was a dream. How can I be certain that I didn't just dream that I woke up and I dreamt that I realized that what I just experienced was a dream? So I dreamt that my mate actually didn't kill himself, and then I wake up and realize that that was just a dream, and I'm like, oh, he's still dead after all, it was just a dream. How do I not know that the dream actually never ended and I just dreamt that I woke up? But the vibration and the frequency and so to speak kind of changed, where it's like, just because it's more vivid and it's less like slippy like a dream, like just because the frequency of the dream and the vibration of the consciousness changed, doesn't mean it isn't fundamentally the same thing. Like, because it's all just awareness ultimately, right? And on psychedelics as well, keep in mind this friend actually killed himself on psychedelics. Psychedelics, in my experience, make the dream lucid. Like, you can literally have a lucid dream while you're awake. I often say they make you dream while you're awake. And they can collapse the dream like that. And keep in mind, yeah, this friend was the friend who killed himself on psychedelics. And I've also, by the way, dreamt that I've taken a psychedelic, and then I've dreamt a psychedelic experience. I'm not fucking joking. It wasn't super full on, like a proper psychedelic enlightenment thing, but I dreamt that I took LSD, and then my pupils turned into hexagons, and I had a dream. I had a psychedelic trip inside a dream, because I dreamt that I took a substance. And a lot of people like Leo Guru and Actualize.org speak on that this can actually go really deep, that you can actually have like super deep awakenings in dreams. And I've had forms of that. Why am I talking about this? It's because the form is an illusion, and the wisdom is when you fucking dance through all of this form, and you cling, and you desire, and you try, and you like, oh no, this is happening. Oh no, someone killed themselves. Oh no, my missus is leaving me. Oh no, my missus has cancer. Oh no, I'm not completing the video. Oh no, it's like your God is actually making itself asleep. Oh no, I ate the junk food. Oh no, my health. It's like, these are very finite binary things, and you are not finite or binary. You are infinite non-duality. Finite binary versus infinite non-duality. Finite binary versus infinite non-duality. I gotta go in a second because my phone is gonna die, and I need it to not do that. But yeah, essentially that's it. Samsara is that. So you will keep on so that's to sum it all together and to tie it all up now, because I gotta go because my phone is gonna fucking die. Hopefully it doesn't. But the wisdom, the deepest wisdom, is within, because through going through like millions of incarnations of different lifetimes, you learn that it's basically hopeless, and then you give up. But you don't give up like, oh, give up. It's like, nah, it's like you give up and you fall back on where you came from, and you lose the ego and you merge with the original source, which is God. Who are you? That is the coolest question ever, because when you realise, it's mad. Who are you, eh? What are you? You are the one. Don't you see that? Like, you are literally the one. Because it's all one thing. That's you. So, yeah, the wisdom comes from within. That's what I mean. Nothing external is the real wisdom. The real wisdom is like an inner knowing, an inner being, an inner intuition. So like, when you like see how temporary all of the form is, when you see how impermanent all of the form is, when you suffer enough and you go through the trials and tribulations long and long enough, eventually, this is why suffering is grace, because it's trying to take you back to what you've lost. Like, it's like a wake-up call. Suffering is a wake-up call. Is that there's something wrong in a way, but there isn't. It's that you're suffering because you are biased. You're suffering because you're selfish. You're suffering because you're trying to freeze forms in impermanence. So the real wisdom comes from being blown out. You try and you try and you try to control. You try and keep it all together. But eventually it will overflow. It will overflow, and that flow will take you with it. And that is when you go with God. Because you can't hold back the flood. It's coming. This is the calm before the storm. I gotta go. I really do. I'm out of... Am I gone? Fuck's sake. I'm not gonna make it. I gotta go. I love you. Alright. Sorry if that didn't make much sense. I'll leave part 2 in the description. Okay. I tried my best. This is not a good video exactly. My energy is not super great at the minute. But anyway, I love you. Bye.